guys, it's Clara. Welcome back to my channel. So today I thought I would share with you my goals for 2016. I know a lot of people have been doing videos like this for the new year. Now mine might seem pretty extensive, but the thing is, what I do for goals or resolutions or whatever you want to call them for every year is I add the goals from the previous year that worked for us. Just to maintain some of the stuff that we liked, I keep the goals from the previous year. And then for the new ones, I add to them. So some of the new ones you'll see in bold or starred or underlined or whatever. So pardon me if this seems a bit too extensive. I'll try to highlight some of the new ones more so that I'm doing. But basically, I divvy them up by stuff with my daughter / family. This one is for creative and learning purposes for my personal development. This is health stuff, and then the financial goals that we have for a family. And I know everybody is different, but for me, when I write down goals, I have to be as specific as possible, because if I write a goal that is too general, it's very difficult to plan. So for me, writing down the details as much as I can at this point is easier, and it makes me see that there's a plan in place so that it's not just some ambiguous goal that I want to have done. So start off with my daughter's stuff. So limiting the electronics. I have a really bad habit at night of getting on to YouTube or Facebook or wherever and just mindlessly looking through stuff that I really didn't need to. So in a plan in place to limit the electronics, I talk about 30 minutes 3 times a day of checking emails, replying to YouTube comments, that sort of thing, pre-planning and pre-uploading more YouTube videos so that I don't have to feel like I'm sacrificing family time or sleep. And absolutely no electronics at the table. Part B is pre-planning activities. So I'm keeping a lot of the stuff that I already do with the boo, reading 3 times a day, our fine motor stuff, tracing puzzles, our 2-letter sounds, socializing with family and friends 3 times a month, outside or basement time daily to get some of those physical development skills in, and then the classes. So it depends on the time of year, but we like the music together class. I want to see if we can start dance this year, spring, summer, just as a fun activity, gymnastics in the summer, and then the library has a whole bunch of stuff, including music classes sometimes. And then creativity and learning. This is an area where I've kind of been lagging a little bit. So a bunch of these are bolded and in big letters. So the first one is music daily. So I do sing daily. Usually I have rehearsals scheduled, but also to incorporate some of the instruments as well. Obviously, the more that you practice at something, the better you get at it. And I feel myself losing my skills. So I want to incorporate that back in. Reading 1 book every 2 months. I know that doesn't seem like a lot for some of you avid readers out there who will read a book a week, but I find that I start books and then I don't finish them. I'll get halfway through or a quarter of the way through even, and then I'll just start a new one. So this is a good goal for me. I have started on some books. There's been some cool books at the Dollar Tree lately, like the Julie Andrews autobiography that I've started. YouTube, so average a video once per week, which I typically do. Sometimes I'll have spurts where I do 2 videos or 3 videos in a week, and it'll all kind of average out, but just to maintain my channel. The next one is just maintaining some professional licenses, some continuing education. Next is organizing digital photos. This is a huge one for me. It's especially challenging because my husband and I differ on how we organize photos. He likes to organize them by the camera that he took the photos with, or if he took them with his phone. I like to organize by type of event, so or by category. So if it's family, if it's birthdays, if it's holidays, Thanksgiving, blah blah blah, and then further divvy that up by year. So I know every family's different. Everybody has a different system that will work for them, but I want to make it so that photos are easier to find and so they don't feel cluttered. You know, digital photos can feel just as cluttered as the actual physical ones that you hold in your hand. So I just want to make it more streamlined. The last part of this is the 365-day project I'm doing. So you might have heard of this before. It's the kind of thing where you take one photo a day of your life, and it could be of anything, or you could have a theme. And I want to be able to collect those photos, whether in a digital folder or print them in a book or a slideshow, YouTube video, whatever, and then be able to look back on our year, because it just seems like time is flying by. Next is the body physical stuff. Mine involve moving the body, rest and relaxation, and then how I approach food. So maintaining my Fitbit goals daily, and I don't have a specific step goal here because that changes all the time. I've already changed it this year. My goals were too small before. Averaging about 20 minutes of cardio per day at least. This is a goal I will probably up. This will be in addition to classes. So I have Zumba classes, there's kickboxing classes. Second is yoga class once a week. This one is unfortunately one that I tend to sacrifice if I have to sacrifice one. So I really want to get to that, because yoga for me is more of a relaxation thing for the muscles, really stretching, getting that flexibility back. Doing monthly fitness challenges. So right now I'm almost at the end of a squat challenge. Next month I might do an arms one, or I might do a more intensive squat challenge. Then the last one is doing 2 5Ks at least. I usually do 1 5K a year as a fundraiser. This year I probably will do more than 2. I'd like to make this a social event. R&R, so this is one of my biggest goals. Bedtime at 10 p.m. I have a really hard time of doing this. Again, like I said before, I will stay up and waste time online that I don't need to be doing. And at least to have my body in bed and relaxed at 10 p.m. is the goal. This is very challenging too because of the IV schedule and the tube feeding schedule that my daughter has. So I have to get up at 1 a.m. every night to maintain all of that stuff. That's a non-negotiable. I can't modify that at all. But at least if I get in bed at 10 p.m., then I'll get a little bit more sleep. The second one is to pray and meditate daily, which I had been doing fairly well, but I'd like to improve upon this. I have a Jesus Calling book. I don't know if you've ever heard of that. It's just this daily inspiration. It seriously takes maybe 10 seconds to read. And there's also some inspirational podcasts that I like to read. I do monthly donations already, so I want to keep that up. But I want to be adding a new volunteering activity this year. One activity that I had been invited to do was to be a parent volunteer. They're creating a new parent support group for tube-fed children at the hospital. So I will be doing that and attending the orientation in February. And then the last one for rest and relaxation is to have some mommy time with friends and family at least twice a month. And although I see a lot of these friends and family online, it's nice to reconnect in person. Sometimes, especially with my mommy friends, we'll meet just for a glass of wine over the course of a half hour, 45 minutes, really short, but it's just nice to spend some mommy time with each other. And then a cousin trip to Vegas we have in the works. Just a short little vacation. And then lastly, food is medicine. So making sure I continue to record on MyFitnessPal what I'm eating every day, decreasing my calories, and then drinking at least 32 ounces of water per day. I might up that, but I've usually found that that's usually enough for me, just TMI, to make my pee look clear. And then getting at least 5 servings of fruits and vegetables, doing the vitamin and the omega-3s. And then the last part is the financial stuff, doing the trust this year. Should anything happen, to make everything a smooth process financially for my daughter as much as possible. And then have the groceries at $100 per week. I know that doesn't seem like a lot, or maybe it seems like too much for some people, for a family of 3. For us, that is what works well. It also includes our toiletries. It includes laundry detergent, our pet food, our organic vegetables, that kind of thing. And it is manageable for us. It just takes a bit of work on my part. And then the last part is to eat 3 times per week per maximum. And I know that probably seems like a lot for some people. And I also put a little quote up here that I've liked since high school. Fred J. Miller, if you don't know, they have this band camp. Yes, I did go to band camp. I was a flag corps person and I loved it. What can I say? So very simple quote. It says, take the lead. When I think of this quote, it really pushes me to really take the initiative and really start things up for myself. You know, for a lot of these things, nobody is going to do it for you. You really have to push and be persistent. So I know this was pretty extensive, but I just wanted to share with you what my goals were for 2016. I have other goals that I have written down that are things like for our family schedule that I do like a monthly checklist kind of a thing. So that is it for this video. I hope everybody has a fantastic 2016. If you have made any goals for yourself, whether very complex or very straightforward and simple, I would love to know what they are. And thank you so much for watching. Take care.